concerts anymore, you don't feel this. And with you guys, you do. And that's a huge thing. So thank you. Appreciate that. Ave Maria, you've got a great youth back there. I assume the solo's in the youth.
What? Yeah.
There's a solo there. So I'm just going to let you take it, and we'll pick it up when you leave off. Okay?
Some really elegant gestures at times in your pattern on this. It's really quite nice. But if you watch the video, you're still tending to kind of be click oriented, not all the time, just sometimes. And what'll happen is you'll kind of hit an ictus and you'll kind of go strike, stretch, strike, stretch, go through the ictai and be more fluid is what I think that we're trying to get.
So you need to clearly indicate one in a way that one invites them to play. And this is where conventional beat direction gets to be sort of important. Because there are a lot of people, and we know the players, we think back to this sometimes on some of these parts. Have you ever looked at the percussion part? I mean, really? Not in the score, when you had to read all the context? There's almost no information on there at all. Count, rest, count, rest, count, rest, ting, count, rest, there's no musical information at all. And so, one of the responsibilities we have as conductors is to be sure that you can show, here's where we are. This has just happened. It happened again. Because some people are just doing that. And sometimes it's easy to forget because we think that sometimes we're only conducting the players who are playing. No, that's not true. You're a filing system for everybody else too, because there's a lot of synchronization and a lot of stuff to go through here. So this is where you start talking about active gestures versus passive gestures. Active gestures are the ones that ask for sound. Passive gestures are the ones that don't. They merely mark a place. Boom. So, boom. But you gotta. Okay? All right, let's try again. Don't do the solo, but do like the last half phrase or something. Just play Lesky notes. Okay? That's getting ready to get ready.
You're right.
Right?
I know. Last time.
Sometimes you have to kind of actually step back and say, well, what's really going on? Which beat are you preparing?
Well, I started by preparing one, which was
Which
wrong.
was wrong.
The last time I tried to prepare two by breathing on one.
Okay? But where was your stick?
I'm not sure.
It was basically in the down position. So when you picked it up, you're now preparing beat one.
Okay.
See? And it really is that simple. You've got to tab over one.
Okay.
One, two, and sometimes it's as simple as that. Where am I going? If you're starting in the same place you're going, you've got to go someplace else in between. It's as simple as that. Isn't that ridiculous? But it's the kind of thing that we really don't consider. You are getting ready to show a passive one. So, play. All you do is, that was one. Okay? All right, here we go. Begin. saw eventually was okay. What I'm suggesting to you is that there's a step, you're in a default position here that doesn't serve you well here. You finish in the solo, you float up, boom, because that's an unprepared beat. You know, that'd be a miserable way to start this if it was starting on one, right? That's perfect for this, because you're not gonna, everyone's gonna go. They don't want to touch beat one with a 10-foot pole under those circumstances, and that's what you're looking for. All right, now, let me just talk to you as a mechanic. You've got a little bit of a wrist roll thing that's built in. In the legato environment, what I think we should all be shooting for, as I said before, is the notion that the movement of the tip of the stick should mirror the connection of the sounds. So in a full legato, we probably shouldn't see 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. It's those whip, it changes of direction. I wish that there could be a, and maybe somebody's done this and it just hasn't been on the weed yet, I don't know. But I wish there was some invention that every time the tip of the stick did a sudden acceleration, it would make a noise. And then wouldn't these things be fun if you had those? And pretty soon you'd be going, what the hell is that? It's that that's making that visual noise. Okay? So again, there are ways to change direction with the tip of the stick without derailing the train, putting it back on the tracks, and going burr, 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 burr. And every time the tip of the stick twitches, you're breaking a connection to the sound. You're discouraging a connection. And when you discourage a connection, whatever kind of logic that you are suggesting and clearly trying to hold on to, doesn't have as much meaning. They can't see it. Because you keep dropping the baby. All right? And you know what? Almost I think that's one of the secrets to trying to get a full legato is the notion that you don't have to change direction by flipping the stick this way. And I think it comes from a good place because a lot of conducting is that you lead with the wrist. Okay, I get that. The problem is that if you lead severely with the wrist, you've got a 7 or 8 inch line of travel at the tip of the stick. So whoop, 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 you can be all as smooth as you want down here, but what your stick's doing is okay? All right. Same spot, and let's just concentrate on changing the direction of the stick in such a way that you don't disrupt the flow from notes. Okay? Everyone shaking their head. Okay? Give it. It always feels stupidly easy with someone else's driving, right? Okay, so just make it feel it. Make it that simple. You're going to wait for him. Resistance at the tip of the stick. Not back here in your hand. wasn't like, oh man, I can't wait to hear you do this. It was like, well, what are you waiting for? And, you know, they're already on the verge of monkey brain anyway. Forget how to breathe, forget, do I tongue first, do I blow, what do I do with it? You know, swirl, you know, all that stuff going on. And so the best thing you can do is, you betcha, where do they dig you? Okay? And so, you don't, you know, you're talking about getting out of the way, getting out of it. You never get out of it because you're actively listening, you're actively anticipating. Here you're anticipating the next solo. Permission to go. And you, even if, you know, if you're getting ready for that festival and there's that solo that is kind of partly cloudy, the best thing you can do is make it look like the sunniest day, or, oh man, are you going to nail this? Because you go. Something like that, you're going to break down whatever kind of mojo that person has built up to confront that moment. Man, if you're in a situation where you got a soloist who hasn't really kind of organized their thoughts about this, you got a lot more trouble than you can fix on the podium. So the best thing you can do is, yeah, I know you worked at this. Let's go. Let's do it. Let's show them. Okay? Right now, I think that you made good progress because you're actually making a really good effort to try to make a connection to the sound. You agree? It's better, yes. And you don't miss this much, I'll bet, as observers and as players. Because this has really no meaning. Unfortunately, we grab, clutch, flick way too often. But I'm going to continue to harp on this. You've got to teach your hands with your brain. You can't get to this mechanically. That's a bit like building the perfect adjustable wrench. That's different from being able to use it. Or figuring out how to use it. You could build a perfect adjustable wrench and then use it as a hammer. It's still a beautiful wrench, but that's the wrong application. And the same thing applies to the manual technique. You can learn the most beautiful, elegant, smoothly legato connected sound, but it might be completely inappropriate for a particular situation. And what educates you is how you want that sound to be shaped, how you want that phrase to be diagrammed. Where's the point of highest tension? And then at that point, once you've established that, what's left? After you've established the point of highest tension in the phrase, what's left? You don't know. Release! Let go of it. No wonder most of you are probably on antidepressants. You gotta learn to relax. Music has to do that too. There's an implied respiration that makes this sound human. Okay? And we've got to let our hands allow for that. But in order to do it, we have to be looking for that. We have to be looking for that. Composers will not give you this every time they want that. They won't do it. It's too much work, and they don't think it's their job. Admittedly, then they'll complain that nobody ever plays enough contour. There it is. But it's something you got to want. Bend your hands. Okay? Let's go to the place where it gets kind of biggish, okay? Grander moments here. Yeah.
Second
Okay. Right? Oh. Good for you.
I won.
Carmen, play the end of the solo. And you can do the same thing.
not wanting to let go of beat 4. There's just no need for beat 4. Just go, start up, drop and breathe. That's 1, 2, across for 2.
Start on beat 2,
Drop.
second ending, all right?
Across.
Remember where we are, guys?
The previous phrase that kind of has a release to it is just going to confuse the issue right now, okay? Voodoo.
Yeah, see, if you watch the video,